builds our engineering marvels and taking first place 3 times at the International Motorcycle Show at the Javits Center in New York City is an unbelievable feat for a 26-year-old, and it speaks volumes of his skills. Evan Favaro, owner of Speakeasy Motors in Wallkill, may be young, but what he builds and how he builds his retro mod bikes are beyond his years. I'm Donna Kessler, and today I'm at Speakeasy Motors in Wallkill, and I will be talking with 26-year-old bike builder Evan Favaro on this episode of My Ride Garage. Now, Evan, thank you for joining me today, first of all.
Thank you for coming.
I happened to find you on Facebook. Bob Fultz of Toontown Paint painted some of the bikes that you built that won at the Javits show.
Yeah, yep. Him and Bert did them all.
Yeah, and he kind of said to me, you know, oh, my bikes won at the Javits Center. I'm like, well, who built them? And he's like, oh, Speakeasy Motors in Wallkill built the one. And I'm like, we're Speakeasy Motors. Never even knew that you existed. But you are phenomenal from what I've seen in your shop and from what you build. And congratulations on the wins at the Javits Center. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yep. Did first place 3 times, and then I got second place 1 year.
Yeah. And you just came back from Chicago.
Chicago for the national championship.
Wow.
Took 3rd place over there.
That's awesome.
That's for all the Javits Center is a circuit show.
Right.
So it goes from here to California. They do Chicago, Florida, all over the country, Texas, Arizona, and then all the winners from those shows, they all go to Chicago for the championship. So I took 3rd in my class for that. So.
That's awesome. Now, you know, somebody your age, I talk about how young you are to be doing this. You know, why aren't you out in your tuner? Why aren't you, you know, doing all these young kid things? You know. How did you get started with wanting to build bikes?
Back when I was a young teenager, I just started watching all TV shows, and I just wanted to try it for myself. You know, 14, I built a little mini chopper with a buddy of mine, which I still have. It's actually on the other side of the shop. And then I just, you know, one thing led to the next, and I started working at a local bike shop. And then I started my own. I started Speakeasy Motors when I was 21, and then things just escalated from there.
Now, one of the shows you was watching, was it American Choppers?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what do you do? Where do you work today?
That's where I work. I
so
work there
like
full time.
A kind of dream come true.
Yeah. There was I saw an ad on Facebook. They were hiring for a new TV show, so I applied for it, and it was a whole process of elimination. It went from phone interviews to a Skype interview to you know, to more of those, and it was just they narrowed it down, and then 6 of us flew out to California to the production studio, and that was out of I think 12 or 1,300 people applied. So we go out to California, do another interview out there. It's just the same thing over and over. Yeah, so I've been there, May will be 3 years.
Oh, wow. So you do fabrication there?
Yeah.
You know, you're loaded up with bikes in here right now, but you do other stuff too.
Yeah, I'm restoring 2 vintage Porsche 356s. The reason it's not here right now is that it's actually getting painted at the shop. I don't do the paint here. So that's the reason that one's not here. The other one's outside now.
The bikes that you work on in here are mostly import bikes, or you work on Harleys too? Or?
Pretty much everything.
Yeah?
A lot of my personal builds have been metrics over the past couple years, XS650s, CB750s, which is what I won the Javits Center 3 times, was with 2 XS650s and 1 CB750.
Wow.
These 2 bikes here are both Harley shovel heads. This one over here is half restoration, half custom. So it was a Survivor that we found from the 70s. It was like totally molded and all crazy weird psychedelic paint job on it. We stripped it all down, and now we're modifying. I'm building that for the Born Free show out in California.
Oh, wow.
So that's got to be done in about 3 months.
So there was a couple bikes the bikes that you won at the Javits show with.
There was Ethel,
right,
which is an XS650, my newest one. There's
sweet ride, people. Sweet ride.
Yeah, she's pretty. There's Barely Legal, which is a CB750, which is inside, single-sided Ducati swing arm, and that one I went more cafe racer.
Right.
And then the first one I won with is also inside, is another XS.
Gotcha.
That's a cafe as well.
Yeah. Now you machine a lot of your parts. You see, you have an anvil over here, and you got all kinds of metal shaping equipment over there.
Yep. My wheel, English wheel. Polmax style machine, planishing hammer, welder. Actually, I got a new shear coming in tomorrow. So.
Yeah, and you created and machined a part, a see-through valve cover?
Oh yes, for XS650s. I'm still prototyping them now. They should be, the first production run should be this month actually. I did like a pre-order set, so I already sold about 7 or 8 sets of them. They're for XS650s. They're go in the corners, they're billet aluminum with a see-through Lexan center.
Yeah,
so you can see your valve train operate while the motor's running.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it should be cool.
Yeah, and I noticed that, like I was talking about engineering, like you really like to make things work different ways. The little throttle on Ethel is the unique little gadget.
Yeah, I repurposed 70s BMW parts, and it's a bevel gear system where it just changes the energy from rotational to perpendicular, and it's pretty simple.
Now you service bikes here? You do oil changes and all that stuff too? Yeah. So how does somebody find you?
Well, you can just Google Speakeasy Motors. I have a website. I have Instagram, all that stuff. Yeah. Okay. So every normal way. Yeah,
definitely look Evan up. I mean, he does phenomenal work. Evan, thank you so much. I'm going to be coming back here more and more, I think, as soon as you finish up this one and probably that one, because I'm going to want to see it. I'm definitely going to want to see it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Evan Favaro has already made a name for himself, both nationally and internationally. At such a young age, he is well on his way to becoming one of the premier bike builders, and we are lucky enough to have him in our own backyard. Till next time, this is Donna Kessler from My Ride Garage.